We are in Port Rowan today on our way to go catch some shiners, and this is a perfect way to get some free bait for not just the spring but all of summer. Literally, you can get enough minnows or shiners to last you all summer by doing this. We're using a dip net trying to catch some shiners close to the marina. It was a really windy and wet, not including cold day, but we still went out to try and catch some shiners so we can cure them for the summertime, and we'll show you in this video how we preserve these minnows so that we can keep them all year. While doing this, you want to be careful to not catch any bluegills, any perch. You can get into a lot of trouble doing that, so you want to make sure you're only catching the shiners. And so you drop your net in, you wait usually about a minute or two, and then pull them up really fast, and then you usually fill up your net with minnows. And you're allowed up to 120 a person. So now we're back home and we're gonna show you our secret, or I guess it's not a secret anymore, our trick on how to preserve these minnows. So I borrowed my wife's Himalayan pink salt. So make sure you give me a thumbs up, because after this video gets published, she's gonna kill me because I used up all her salt. So give this video a thumbs up. So I pour salt in the water, and the reason I do that is you want the shiners to absorb that water with the salt, go through their gills. So after about 15 minutes sitting in the water, I'll pour them into a strainer so we can get rid of all the water. So you want to get as much of that water out of them as possible. I don't like patting them down with paper towel or an actual towel, because you will also get rid of their scales and lose some of that natural slime that they coat their bodies with, and you want to keep that on the fish as much as possible, including the scales. That guy must have got bit by another bigger fish, probably a bass or a pike, even a perch. After we get as much of the water out as possible, we'll start pouring salt on them right in the strainer, and you'll see they don't like that feeling, but this is what you got to do. So salt them as much as possible. You're gonna go through quite a bit of salt, probably about 1.5 to 2 cups of salt you'll end up going through. And the best salt I find is Himalayan salt, or use just the white sea salt, better than the table salt. Use sea salt, it's a lot better. The salt will also help get rid of some of the water, so you'll see it will start dripping from the bottom. And I'll usually leave them in there for about half hour or so, 20 minutes, and see how much water is still dripping from the strainer. So after about 20 minutes, there's still some of them are still kicking around. So as you can see, we'll take a peek underneath, and there's still quite a bit of water dripping. So I'm gonna pour some more salt on them, and then I was trying to get the camera to focus properly. It was hard to get it to focus, but you can see it's still dripping. You want it to almost fully stop dripping with water. So what we'll do is we'll keep it in the strainer, put it under a bowl, and put it in the fridge for about 1 hour, and we'll see how much water it loses by then. After about 1 hour in the fridge, you can see how much water is drained from the shiners. It's quite a bit, about a cup and it's still dripping from the strainer, but it's pretty good now. We're gonna just, even for just demonstration purposes, we'll move on to the next step. But you can leave it as long as you want. I wouldn't exceed over 2 hours in the fridge. You want to get them in the freezer as soon as possible. But we're gonna pour some garlic powder on top of these guys. Fish seem to love the smell of garlic, so once I put them in a Ziploc bag, I will pour more of my wife's garlic powder. Make sure you give this video a thumbs up. She's gonna kill me after this. But I pour some garlic powder on there, and then close the bag up with some air in there still so they can move around. Then I gently toss them around in there so they all get nicely coated with garlic. And then open the bag back up, take the air out of the Ziploc bag. Usually I'll with a Sharpie, I'll mark it that it's garlic flavored, these ones. And then I'll do some without garlic as well. But the garlic ones seem to really work well. So you need about, I would say, 2 spoons of garlic should usually do it, of garlic powder. And then after that, you want to zip them up really tight. Even if you put them in 2 Ziploc bags, it's better. So tie that one up, get all the air out of it. Don't squeeze it too much. You don't want to mush the minnows. So get the air out of the bag, put it in a second bag, and then plop it in the freezer. Walleye fishermen, pike fishermen, perch fishermen, you all know fish will still attack dead minnows. Bass, everybody will hit these. And with the price of minnows now, Ontario, I know in Lake Erie here, we pay around $7 to $8 a scoop. So you can imagine getting 120 minnows that you can get a day. And if you don't use them all up, you can use them during ice fishing as well. I use them all the time during ice fishing, so I don't have to keep buying minnows because it's really expensive. Thanks for watching this video. Make sure you give this video a thumbs up and tell us in the comment section below how you guys do your minnows, and do you put garlic, or what flavoring or scents do you put on them? Thanks for watching.
Good is gone.